Okay, we're going to do a hack to a Sony P41. P43 are kind of the same thing. So it's a 4.1 megapixel camera. It's a really nice camera. It's a quick camera. So we'll show you how to hack us. First thing we're going to do is open up the battery door, and there's 2 screws. And we're going to take those screws out. There. Close the door, and there's a screw by the tripod holder. Another one at the bottom. Okay, once they're out, get this in my finger. I always take my finger and I'll pinch it right there, and I can pull the back off. Now, one of the things I do, if at all possible, you can disconnect this ribbon. You can disconnect this ribbon right here and take this back cover off. Unfortunately, that's a long lever, and if you don't do it right, it'll bust off. So if I can, I'll do the hack with the back cover hook. But if you do that, you gotta be very careful not to pull on this ribbon, because it can break. So we don't want to twist it. So we want to be as careful as we can with that ribbon right there. Now, when we're doing the hack, basically, we are after this blue ribbon right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an SA, which is shutter assembly, in that connector. Now, I already did this because it's hard to get the video of it. But what you want is the first. If you look at the blue ribbon right here, it's the first 4 wires from right to left. And what I did is I took a pen and I marked, so that when I put the SA in there, I can line them. I know what wires to line up with. And this here is an SA, and that's what we're going to put in. These wires will go up on top in the connector. So now, like I said, just take those wires and take a pen and you can mark down. And that gives you a pretty good idea where these wires will fit inside this connector, where these 4 wires will fit in. Okay, next we want to pull this blue ribbon out. And I use a pair of pliers. I don't want to rip it. These cameras are getting old. If I can, I'd like to tuck it out of my way right there. Now I'm going to take my SA and make sure make sure everything's straight. You don't want them connected, so you want to look at them. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that in that connector. Okay, I got it in finally. It's easier for me to see from the top, and I can't videotape that. But it's in, and I have it bent down. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this blue ribbon up, and I'm going to insert that ribbon, but I want to make sure that I'm on the first 4 wire terminals. You can see them through the ribbon. Now I'm not going to push it down all the way at first. I'm going to push it a little bit. I want to make sure. And I'm not aligned. I need to go over to the right further. I can do that. And once I think I got that aligned, I can push the blue ribbon down. So I want to be aligned with 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to make sure that that little, you can see the little silver, but one thing you want to definitely do is make sure this is straight. Because if it's crooked, you'll go into the other terminal. So as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I'm straight. Make sure the SA is straight. And make sure, like you can see the silver tab, and make sure that's right in the middle of that wire. And it really helps to have a light. But once you got that, you should be good to go. Now one of the things I do is I use a little bit of goop, or you can use any kind of glue. And I'll glue the SA down. I'm pretty sure I'm where I need to be. I've done enough of them. But if you're not, you don't want to glue it yet until you make sure, because if the SA is not positioned right, it's not going to turn on. So that part there is done. Okay, now I have a choice here too. If I want to, for my shutter lens, let's put this back in. For my lens cover, I can turn that off or disconnect it. I can put 2 batteries in. Whoops. I can put 2 batteries in. Turns on. I'll turn on by then. Then when the lens door is open, I can take the batteries out and it stays open. Once that's like that, you can take this connector right here and pull this out, and now the lens door motor is disconnected. And that makes it a little quieter. Okay, now this SA was developed for a P42, so my shutter is shutter, but my power and common are opposite. So it should be power, common, shutter. So we want to reverse the P and C. So instead of CPS, it should be PCS, or P41. So we're going to solder those wires in. Okay, I'm going to solder the first wire in, which is power. Now one thing I don't want is a spike off of this, off of solder. I don't want a big glob of solder, and I don't want a spike or anything sharp, because that can go up and hit. If I do that, it can go up and hit this connector. And that's why I glued my SA down, because you could use double-sided tape, but it lifts that up and you have more chance of a piece of solder hitting here on the LCD ribbon, and it'll cause you LCD problems. So there's my power wire. Okay, my next wire is going to be my common. I'll lay that down there. Solder that in. That's my common wire. Okay, my last wire will be my shutter, BS. So that's my hack. Now what I'm going to want to do though is put a piece of electrical tape over top of this. And that way, because I don't want to short against these pins. As you see, I'm going to put a piece of tape over top of them. Now you can take the wires at the top, wherever you want to take them from. I will put a groove here and put my wires through here. And I put a groove in so that if I ever have to take it apart for some reason, I can take it apart fairly easy. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, I'll put a little notch down here where my wires out of. We can put our camera back together. We got the two inside the battery door here. And we can put our batteries in. Now, to test our hack, we'll put a little bit of insulation back on each wire. And all I got to do is touch power and common. Should turn my camera on. So if I touch, my camera came on. Now if I touch common and shutter, I should take a picture. Every time I touch, it'll take a picture. Then if I touch my blue, which is power, the common, well, I'm sorry, common, my camera will turn off. That tests my hack. I know my hack's good.